So, you're not going to be able to have those luxuries of fixing yourself up, all beautifying yourself, And why? Because you're going to be in Jacob's trouble soon, That's what's coming. Let me bring out a precept in Isaiah 22 and 12. And it says, "And in that day the Lord Yahweh of hosts called to weeping and to mourning and to baldness and to girding with sackcloth." All right. So it's just reiterating, hey, you're not gonna have those luxuries. You women are going to be, especially like I say, Southern Kingdom. You have a hard time growing your hair out right now. So you're going to be walking around. You ain't having your weaves, and you Northern Kingdom women, hey, you comb your hair and it clogs the drain because it's pulled out by the brush, and you're not going to have an option. That in that day, you're not going to be able to go get your fancy shampoos and whatnot to revive your hair. You ain't going to even be able to take a shower in some cases, man. That's why I said stink, in that verse. Let's go back to it. Actually, let me precept this and we'll go back to it. Lamentations 2 and 10. And it says, "The elders of the daughter of Zion sit upon the ground and keep silence. They have cast up dust upon their heads. They have girded themselves with sackcloth. The virgins of Jerusalem hang down their heads to the ground." All right. So you women are going to be humbled, man. Even the virgins are going to have their heads hanging down to the ground. You're going to have cast dust upon your head. Meaning what? Meaning you're going to be humbled. You're going to sit on the ground in silence. You're going to wish of a better day. And it's all because of the wickedness that's happening in Babylon that you embraced for so long. Yeah, there was a time when we were in foolishness, but there's also a time when you need to be purified and humbled by Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem. All right, go back to Isaiah 3 and 24. Let's read it again. "And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of well-set hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war." All right. So that's what it is. The men, you're going to lose your men, and some of them will be killed by the missiles, and some of them are going to be killed in the war. All right. That's what 25 is dealing with. The sword is the missile. And like I say, first the microchip and Jacob's trouble, which is martial law, comes first, and then the microchip, which comes during martial law, and then the missiles shortly after. And we're close, man. We're close to all of these things. And if you can't see that they're preparing and prepping for martial law, by shutting down all the cities, well, then you're an idiot, and you deserve to be destroyed. Well, you're going to get destroyed anyway if you don't hearken to this truth. Let's see. Now we're at Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." So these women, they're going to have such a humbled spirit. They're literally going to tell you like, hey, I don't mind just wearing my own apparel, which means she's going to dress like a woman in a dress once you teach her, She's not going to mind making the food, being a cook. You know how some of these women, they don't want to cook for you. They rather you take them out and wine and dine them. And you're the one who has to serve them. That's their mindset. That's going to change because that's what Isaiah 4 and 1 says. And it says, "In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man." And that don't mean just 7, because the word 7 is symbolic for completion. So whatever it is that completes you in that day, that's how many women you're going to have. Whether it be 15 women, whether it be 10 women, and maybe it's only 4 women, But that word 7 means complete. So let's read it that way. "And in that day, complete number of women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. The word reproach means shame. All right. Because in that day, they're going to be humbled and they're going to know their shame. Right now, these women don't know shame. They got their titties all up on social media. They got their ass all up in social media. And even if they're married in this society, they're showing every single man the goods. And the men just have to sit back and deal with it. Because you men also have been put in a low state where you can't even be a man anymore. You can't tell your woman, hey, go put on some clothes before we go out to the store. No, she'll cuss you out. Giving you an attitude, tell you you're jealous, tell you you're controlling. All her friends will be talking shit among her. That's the society we live in, man. But it's going to all change. I'm here to tell you, all right? And actually say, not me, the scriptures are telling you. All right, let's go to precept Isaiah 13 and 12. And it says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. All right. So this verse is telling you that's why these seven women are going to grab on and take hold of one man. Because a man is just any man going to be precious? No, a man of understanding, meaning understanding this truth, meaning having this knowledge of the Holy Scriptures is going to be precious. The word precious means rare. All right. So Yahweh's he's going to humble the women, but he's going to make the men of the Lord, he's going to make them precious in this day. You see what I'm saying? That's why you men, you don't have nothing to worry about right now. If you're in this truth and you're waxing strong in spirit of this truth, then don't worry about no damn woman right now, man. You're going to have more women than you know what to do with pretty soon, You're going to have these women coming knocking on your door, like I said, and you're going to have to turn a lot of these women away, Some of the ones that you've been trying to get at maybe, and they've been giving you the cold shoulder. And that day, hey, you're going to have to turn them same women away. Because like I said, you ain't going to have enough, you're going to have too many, And this is the Bible we're reading, I'm not saying my own words. Let's go to back to Isaiah 4 and 1. And now we are on verse 2, actually. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. What is it talking about? Escaped of Israel. The ones who lived through Jacob's trouble. The men who lived through the missiles. Who lived through the destruction. Who lived through all the atrocities and the plagues that are coming to America. And it shall, verse 3, and it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and that he remaineth in Jerusalem, shall be called holy. Every one that is written among the living in Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is Israel, dealing with the Israelite, because it's a people before it's a place, all right? So, hey, if you're still alive in that day, know that the Lord is dealing with you, If he's preserved you, and when you see all these heathen men and these wicked Israelites dying, well, now their women are going to be, they want to be with you, man. They want to be protected. They want to be loved. Okay, in verse 4, when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning. All right? So, Yahweh's going to wash the filth off these women. He's going to put them in their right mindset, They're not going to be walking around with haughty attitudes, meaning proud, and wanton eyes, meaning, unfaithful to their husbands. No, he's going to humble these women, and they're going to know who it is that humbles them. All right? I'm going to go to Ezekiel for a precept. We'll go to 36 and verse 25. And it says, then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh. All right, so let's keep reading. This is 27. And I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. So he's going to humble these women, and he's going to put them in their right mindset. No longer will they be little whores and act like fools, treat their husbands bad, and cheat on them and whatnot. And it's not just the women. The men are going to be humbled also, the wicked ones who don't know this truth. But hey, that's what these men, who we are, the prophets, we're trying to get our mind right now before this stuff starts happening. We're waking up early doing the work. All right, that's the difference. That's the separation. All right, and I'm going to go to Malachi for this next precept. Malachi chapter 3 and verse, let's go start at 2. It says, but who may abide in the day of his coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like a fuller's soap. Meaning he's gonna cleanse, he's gonna make everything, he's gonna sanctify the people, right? That's why it says fuller's soap. He's gonna clean them, cleanse them. And a refiner's fire is because he is a refiner's fire. He is the missiles. That's his presence. That's Yahushai's presence are the missiles. You're gonna feel his presence. And then right after he comes, right when those missiles are shot to the ends of the earth, that's when you're gonna witness him in the coming with great power and glory in the sky. He's gonna cleanse Israel, all right, in that day. So let me read. And verse 3, and he shall sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver. He shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering in righteousness. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem, meaning Judah and Israel, be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, as in the former years. As in the ancient times, when our people knew the laws, when our people knew the truth, when, they went astray. And then now you got centuries have passed. And now, here it is. Here we are in Babylon, America, which means confusion. They lost their way, our people, But the Lord he's gonna humble everybody. He's gonna change the mindset of all you Israelites, Verse 6, jump to. For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. All right? So that's reassuring. Even through all of this, what we're dealing with, we're not going to be consumed. All right? So it's going to be, Isaiah 40. Let's go to it real quick. Man, this stupid message is coming in. Oh, I guess. Let's see, Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So what is the world without end? It's Israel, okay? You got the world without end is Israel. And now I'm going to go back to Isaiah 3. And actually, we're at 4. And we're at 5. And the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. All right, and what is that defense? So this, once all this judgment happens, guess what your salvation is? Guess what your defense is? It's a chariot, a so-called UFO. That's what this is talking about. So now we're going to go to read about it real quick in Exodus 13 and 21. We'll start the last two verses. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night a pillar of fire to give them light to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar of the cloud by day, nor the pillar of fire by night from before the people. All right, so that's talking about the chariot, the cloud, right, and fire by night. It's talking about a chariot. That's going to be our defense. We just read it. Let me go to it real quick just to prove, because you Israelites are stubborn. We got to continually prove this to you, what we're talking about. Let's see. Psalms 104:3. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walk upon the wings of the wind. All right? So that's where we get the verse that shows you that the chariots are the clouds. It's a parable. We'll go back to Isaiah, and we're almost done here. Isaiah 4. And we're at 6 now. Or you know what? I'm going to give you more proof of the chariot. Numbers 9, and we're going to read 15 on. It says, And on the day that the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, namely the tent of the testimony, and at even there was upon the tabernacle as it were the appearance of fire until the morning, meaning it was a chariot. At night it looked like fire, and in day it looked like a cloud. Verse 16, So it was always the cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night. And when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle, then after that the children of Israel journeyed, and the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tents. At the commandment of the Lord, I should say sons instead of children, the sons of Israel journeyed. And at the commandment of the Lord they pitched. As long as the cloud abode upon the tabernacle, they rested in their tents. And when the cloud tarried long upon the tabernacle many days, then the sons of Israel kept the charge of the Lord and journeyed not. And so it was, when the cloud was a few days upon the tabernacle, according to the commandment of the Lord, they abode in their tents, and according to the commandment of the Lord, they journeyed. And verse 21, and so it was, when the cloud abode from even unto the morning, that the cloud was taken up in the morning. Then they journeyed, whether it was by day or by night that the cloud was taken up, they journeyed. Or whether it were 2 days or a month or a year, that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining thereon, the sons of Israel abode in their tents, and journeyed not, but when it was taken up, they journeyed. At the commandment of the Lord they rested in the tents, and at the commandment of the Lord they journeyed, and they kept the charge of the Lord at the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. All right, so they literally, that was their protection, was that chariot, and they literally didn't move. If the chariot didn't move, they didn't move. Whenever the chariot moved, then that's when they journeyed. That's what it is. That's just telling you that, hey, if that chariot stood for a year, they stayed in that spot for a year. If it stayed for 3 days, they stayed for 3 days. That was their protection. Same thing, that's what's going to happen, on this last end. That's going to be our salvation, is that chariot. It's going to take us from that destruction when the missiles come, Let me see, Isaiah 4, and we're going to be at, 6, the last verse. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from the storm and from the rain. All right? So there's nothing new under the sun. The chariot has always been our defense and our protection, and that's how we're going to get saved. But you have to have the faith and believe. And also, you women, you need to humble yourselves before you become a casualty of these evil times that are coming upon Babylon, America. One last verse. Psalms 27:5. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me upon a rock. All right, and what is his pavilion? It's that chariot. All right. So the chariot is going to be the salvation and the defense from all these bad times that Israel are going to suffer, all right, here in these last days. And you're going to have, like I say, I'm going to repeat it again, you're going to have martial law, you're going to have the microchip, and then you're going to have the missiles, all right? So you women, you need to be humbled. And you men, you need to repent to this truth. All right. But with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. And also want to acknowledge all the Akiam who are pushing this truth with sincerity. Shalom to the elect.